I spent years calling you family, while you were quietly becoming my deepest wound. I remember sitting at the same old table, passing dreams around like they were bread. I thought blood meant forever. I didn't know forever could bleed. You smiled when I walked into the room, but your silence changed when I walked away. The walls are conversations you never had the courage to say to my face. You knew every weakness I carried, every fear I buried beneath my confidence. You weren't just close enough to hurt me, you were close enough to know exactly where. Everybody asked why I changed, nobody asked who changed me. I stopped answering calls, stopped believing promises, started locking doors that never needed locks before. Some scars don't come from strangers, so wear your last name. How do you heal when home becomes the battlefield? How do you trust when love teaches you suspicion? Betrayed by my own blood, the pain is deeper than words ever could. I survived the knife, but I still remember who held it. Every heartbeat reminds me that family isn't always safe. I forgave, but forgiveness didn't erase the scars. I replay every birthday, every holiday, every laugh, wondering if any of it was real. Were you already hiding resentment behind those smiles in every family picture? Was I celebrating memories while you were counting my mistakes? I would've stood in front of every storm for you. You stepped behind me and became one. The hardest part isn't losing people, it's realizing you never had them. People think healing means forgetting. No, healing is remembering without letting it destroy what's left of you. I almost became the pain that was handed to me. I almost answered hate with hate. Almost. Then I realized if I become what broke me, they win twice. So I kept walking, not because I wasn't exhausted, because stopping would've buried me some nights. The memories still visit, they knock louder than sleep, but they don't live here anymore. I built new walls, not to keep love out, but to finally protect the little hope I had left. People call it weakness, when a man cries, I call it proof that my heart never stopped fighting. Betrayed by my own blood, but my story doesn't end there. Pain wrote chapters, it never owned the ending. I carry scars, not chains. I carry lessons, not revenge. The people who tried to break me didn't realize broken things can still become beautiful. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you thought would never hurt you, don't let their decision become your identity. Your future deserves more than someone else's betrayal. Maybe that's why you're still here. Maybe surviving was never the end of your story. Punchline. What's the deepest betrayal you've ever survived? And what did it teach you? Someone reading your answer today might realize they're not fighting alone. I carried your words like they were weights on my shoulders, trying to prove I was enough to people who already decided I'd never be. Every achievement felt invisible, every mistake became the headline. You celebrated strangers while treating my victories like they were accidents. I kept asking, what did I do wrong? Until I realized some people don't need a reason to hurt you. Sometimes your growth reminds them of everything they refuse to become. So they pull instead of pushing, they criticize instead of cheering. Not because you're failing, because you're finally moving. The There were nights I stared at the ceiling, wondering if my last name was supposed to feel this lonely. Yeah. Everybody says family is forever, but forever doesn't mean healthy. Some doors were meant to close, even if they're attached to the house you grew up in. That truth almost broke me until I understood. Peace sometimes sounds like silence from the people who only called when they needed something. I stopped chasing approval, started chasing healing. One of those saved my life, the other almost destroyed it. You don't realize how expensive betrayal is until it starts charging every future relationship. Now every handshake feels like a question, every promise needs proof, every compliment feels borrowed. I hate that, because I wasn't born suspicious. Pain taught me a language I never wanted to learn. Still, I refuse to let yesterday rewrite tomorrow. Not every heart carries a knife, not every smile hides a lie. I'm learning that, one scar at a time. The mirror asked me something nobody else ever did. Who are you without their opinions? I couldn't answer. I'd spent so many years trying to become someone they finally accept. I forgot who I was becoming, so I started over. Not with money, not with success, with honesty. I admitted I was angry, I admitted I was broken, I admitted I needed hope more than revenge. That confession didn't make me weak, it finally made me free. Oh, maybe one day you'll hear this song. Maybe you'll remember every moment you thought I'd never survive. Yo, you see the scars, but you won't see bitterness, 'cause I buried that before it buried me. You'll hear strength where you expected silence. You'll hear peace where you planted pain. And maybe, just maybe, you'll finally understand. The greatest revenge was never making you suffer. It was refusing to let your betrayal become the ending of my story. Final emotional punchline. If the people who hurt you suddenly believed in you today, would it change who you become? Or have you already learned to stand without their approval? Tell your story below. Someone else may find the strength they need in your words. Every family photo has a version of me that doesn't exist anymore. The kid who thought love didn't need permission. The kid who believed the people clapping the loudest would never become the ones praying for his silence. Now I look at those pictures like I'm reading someone else's life. Same smile, different truth. Sometimes the hardest goodbye isn't walking away from a person, it's walking away from the version of yourself that kept waiting for them to change. You only saw my calm, you never saw the 1,000 conversations I had with myself just to make it through another morning. You never heard the prayers whispered so quietly, even the walls couldn't remember them. You thought my silence meant I was okay. It meant I was trying not to become the anger that kept knocking at my door. Some battles don't leave bruises, they leave exhaustion. I carried everyone's expectations like they were chaining my back, trying to make people proud who only noticed when I stumbled. I climbed mountains just to hear, why didn't you climb higher? I crossed oceans only to be asked, why are your shoes still wet? Eventually, you stop chasing applause, because peace sounds better than proving yourself to people who already decided they never clap. People keep saying you should just move on, like healing is a light switch, light scars expire overnight. I forgave, not because the pain disappeared, because I got tired of giving yesterday permission to steal another tomorrow. Forgiveness didn't reopen the door, it simply stopped the fire from burning inside my own house. I almost disappeared, not from the world, from myself. I was laughing with a face that didn't belong to me, smiling so nobody would ask the questions. I wasn't ready to answer. The loudest cry I ever made never left my mouth. It stayed trapped behind every "I'm fine." Until one day, hope whispered louder than despair screamed. There were nights I couldn't feel hope, couldn't hear peace, couldn't even recognize the sound of my own heartbeat. But somehow the morning kept arriving. The sun never asked whether I deserved another chance. It simply rose. That's when I realized maybe mercy looks like another sunrise. Maybe grace feels like waking up when you thought you were finished.
I used to think strength and never crying. Now I know strength is crying.
It's still showing up,
It's still showing up.
still showing up. It's standing on legs that almost gave out. It's believing when every memory tries to convince you to quit. Strength isn't the absence of pain, it's refusing to let pain become your identity. So if this is the chapter where everyone expected me to give up, they misread the story. These scars didn't erase my purpose, they revealed it. These tears didn't weaken my voice, they gave it weight. The people who tried to bury me never realized they were planting the seed. Because every storm that tried to drown me ended up teaching me how to breathe underwater. And if you're hearing this while carrying wounds nobody else can see, don't mistake survival for the finish line. Sometimes survival is just the first sentence of the greatest chapter you'll ever write. Closing engagement, punchline. What's one wound you turned into strength? Leave your story in the comments. Someone who feels alone today might find hope in your words. Voices never leave, not because they're loud, because they arrived when my heart didn't know how to defend itself. Years passed, different city, different people, different life. But every time something good happened, I still heard, "You don't deserve this." So I had to learn that not every voice inside your head belongs there. Some echoes need to be replaced, not obeyed. For a long time, I confused your anger with my responsibility. I apologize for storms I never created. I lowered my dreams to make your pride feel taller. I became smaller so everyone else could feel comfortable, until I realized the cage was never locked. I just forgot I could leave. If we ever talk again, I don't need another apology, I don't need another excuse, I don't even need you to understand my pain. I just hope one day you understand how much love it takes to stop passing pain to the next generation. Because someone has to end the cycle. I chose to let it end with me. Took sleep, it took confidence. It stole years I'll never get back, but it couldn't steal my purpose. It couldn't silence the fire that kept whispering, "Keep going." Some people survive because they're strong. I survived because somewhere deep beneath the wreckage, hope refused to die. I got tired of performing happiness, tired of making everyone comfortable while I quietly disappeared. The strongest thing I ever did was admit I wasn't okay. That wasn't weakness, that was the day healing finally found an open door. You can't heal behind a mask, you have to let the light reach the places you've been hiding. Progress never sounded dramatic, it sounded like getting out of bed, answering one phone call, taking one deep breath, finding one more page, praying one more prayer, choosing one more tomorrow. People celebrate mountains, they rarely notice the first step, but every mountain starts there. Maybe family, isn't only who shares your blood. Maybe family is who stays when the lights go out, who tells the truth without tearing you apart, who celebrates your growth instead of fearing it, who reminds you your past explains you, it doesn't own you. That's the family I'm building now. One choice, one friendship, one act of grace at a time. They'll probably celebrate the version of me that finally succeeded. They won't see the invisible victories, the nights I chose not to quit, the mornings I stood up with a heart that wanted to stay down, the tears no audience applauded, the prayers nobody heard. That's where the real victory happened, long before anyone noticed. If you're listening and you've been carrying a betrayal that still follows you, don't measure your life by the people who walked away. Measure it by the courage it took to keep walking. Your scars don't make you less worthy, they prove you made it through what tried to stop you. And maybe years from now, the chapter you almost gave up in will become the chapter that gives someone else the courage to keep living. If pain introduced us, let purpose be what people remember. The people who broke you don't get to write your ending. You do. What's one chapter of your life that almost broke you, but ultimately made you stronger? Share it below. Your story could be the reason someone chooses not to give up today.